Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a little baby book haul. Hey, story time for a little second here. You know this quarantine that began in the middle of March? Well, funny story. So my boyfriend, he lives with me, and at the very beginning of March, like March 1st, he actually left. He went to Kentucky to help take care of some of his family members who were having health problems, and then quarantine hit. And now he is stuck in Kentucky. So he's been in Kentucky since the beginning of March, and I miss him. Before the shelter-in-place, non-essential businesses order went out, because yes, Kentucky does have one, surprisingly, he went to this bargain bookstore that I like from when I went to go visit his family. There's this bargain bookstore out there, and I love it. And he went one day with me on FaceTime, and he showed me all of the shelves and let me pick which books I wanted, and then he bought them and he sent them to me because he's an amazing guy and I love him. So here's a little baby book haul all the way from Kentucky. I am very excited for these books, and my boyfriend's sweet because he took me on virtual reality bookstore shopping. Sweetheart. Anyway, these are the books I got. First book I got is this glorious, pretty edition of Beowulf. What? Yes, thank you. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's a Knickerbocker Classics, and I just wanted a copy of Beowulf, and it's so pretty. It's like cloth cover. It's one of those little like fabricy rubber band bookmarks things. This is the translation by John Earle, and I am so pumped for it. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I've been wanting my own copy of Beowulf. It is like, you know, an epic poem back in the day. It has, you know, demons and slaying bad guys, Grendel. People have read Beowulf. You get what it's about. It's very fun. Classic of, you know, British literature. And I got this pretty copy, and it was $3 at the discount bookstore. $3. It's glorious. I love it so much, and I got it. It's so pretty. I like it so much. It's soft. I just want to rub it for a second. Just leave me alone with my book. Also picked out The Forest Queen by Betsy Cornwell. This is a book I had meant to get a few years ago, and then I just didn't. And then I was like, oh, okay. I found it at the bargain bookstore. It came back into my life. It was $2. And they put the sticker on the front, and I tried to peel the sticker off, and it wasn't coming off, so I just gave up. This is a gender-swapped retelling of Robin Hood, and I'm way into it. I love it. There's a lot of gender swapping. Like, they have, like, May Tuck, who, you know, like Friar Tuck, except now it's a midwife, and I'm like, I love it. I'm looking for all of the little juicy retellings here, and I kind of like that it's gender bent. And I did have interest in reading this. At least when it first came out, I was really excited about it, and then I just missed my chance to get it. And now, hey, bargain bookstore, got it for $2. Totally worth it for $2 at least. It is YA fantasy? I don't know if there's magic in this or not. It is Robin Hood, so it's definitely a fairy tale-ish retelling, and I am into it. I've been wanting like a good Robin Hood story. I just been feeling it lately, so like I'm kind of into it. I want some bows and arrows and shit. Like, let's do this. Let's do it. Another book he sent me was Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson, and I remember this coming out and hearing the title Undead Girl Gang and being like, I am intrigued, tell me more. It has a promising concept. This is about this Wiccan teen named Mila, so she's a witch. And she has this best friend, and there's mean girls at the school, and her best friend and some mean girls that get murdered. And she's like, what? And she doesn't buy that it was a suicide, so, you know, she does what any girl would do. She resurrects them from the dead, and she's gonna go find the killer. And, it's an excellent premise. I love it. It is detectives with zombies and magic and witchcraft. Like, I'm very intrigued by this. I think if done right, it will be very good. It is YA, so I am a little nervous because I feel like maybe if these were older characters, they could get snarkier. But I have high hopes. It has such a cool premise. Like, I'm very excited about it. I really wanted to read this when I heard the title, like when it came out originally, and then, hey, $1.99 at this bargain bookstore came back to me. I also got Given to the Earth by Mindy McGinnis, and Mindy McGinnis writes excellently. I've read several of her books and like them a lot, and I think I have the other book in this series, Given to the Sea, already. I know I have it, but I don't know where it is because I cleaned my shelves. So it's somewhere. I'll find it somewhere. It's on my shelves, but I haven't. And Given to the Earth is, I think it's a companion. I don't know if it's a sequel. I think it's a sequel. I'm pretty sure it's a sequel to it. And it's, you know, it's fantasy world. There was a girl who was supposed to be sacrificed to the sea, but instead she got married to the king. So, you know, there's already sacrifices in here, human ones. And there's revenge and fantasy junk, and I don't really know what it's about because it's not the first book of the series, but I know I have the first book of the series, and I do want to read it because I like Mindy McGinnis. So, for $1.99, this was a steal. It was a find. I was excited that he got it for me at the bookstore. Another book I picked up was The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. This is the sequel to The Diabolic, and The Diabolic I have heard referred to as a sleeper hit. The people who like it really like it. And I have The Diabolic. Funny enough, I got it from the same discount bookstore a couple years ago, and I still haven't read it. We've established I'm a monster, but I do own it and I do want to read it, and this is the sequel, same discount bookstore, so I'm like, it's meant to be. So now I have both books and haven't read either of them. But it's got a glorious cover. I love the cover. Mind you, this is the second book of the series, so I don't really understand what happened in the first book, so it's hard for me to figure out what this book is about. But it's a continuation, and essentially the good guys triumphed at the end of the last book, but there's still bad guys scheming against them, and they're on the throne, and then, you know, people don't like that, so they have to, you know, retain their power. It's gonna be a political power struggle, probably some murder sprinkled in. You know, the good stuff. So, gorgeous cover. I have both books of the series now. I should read them. I also found a copy of Orphan Monster Spy by Matt Killeen. And, oh, I wanted to read this so bad when it came out. I saw it and I was like, oh, I should read that. And then I just never bought it. Hey, thank you, discount bookstore. I have a copy now. $2. And this one is like, it's about Nazis and spies. And this girl, her mother gets killed and by Nazis, and the good guys, they find her and they're like, hey, you're a girl. We need like someone that's a girl to go infiltrate this boarding school that has the daughters of the top Nazis in it, and you're gonna make friends with them and steal the blueprints for this bomb, which makes no fucking sense, by the way. Why would his teenage daughter have the blueprints for a bomb? But I'm into this whole Orphan Monster Spy business. It's a great title. I'm like into the premise, even though it's ludicrous, but like I did really want to read this because fuck Nazis. Like, yes, let's spy against them. Fuck them. Who cares? So I like it. It has just deeply disturbing and chillingly good. That is a great little blurb on the front. So I wanted to read this when it came out, and finally now I have a copy, and I got it for $2. Like, that is a steep discount. So yay! Oh, I want it. I'm so happy I have this. The last book I got was Gunslinger Girl by Lyndsay. And I remember when this came out, I was like, ooh, I'm in the mood for a Western. And then I waited, like I do, and now it's come back to me for $2.99, $3. This is a steal. So this is actually dystopian, but kind of Western inspired, and it is about this girl named Serendipity Jones. She is a sharpshooter and kind of in a traveling theater act a la, you know, Wild Bill Hickok and his traveling, like, gun show thing. So it's kind of similar to that, except now it's like, you know, this is after the Second Civil War, so things have changed. There are definitely people, it is basically kind of in the future after another civil war, kind of the same things that happened at the end of the first Civil War, where the fighting ended, but like it didn't end. There were still skirmishes for a long time. So we're in this town, it's very lawless, there's a lot of executions that need to be carried out, and your girl's a sharpshooter. I'm sure they're putting her to use in that, and that's a rough place to be in. So, yeah, it's dystopian definitely, but it's a dystopian Western, and I'm like, into it? I want to see how this goes. It has a really cool plot premise, and I did want to read this, and now I have it, and I got it for $3, so winning. Alright, that's it for this little baby book haul, but they did come all the way from Kentucky to Los Angeles, California, so I figured, hey, that's like kind of a fun theme. And my boyfriend was really sweet for going to the bookstore long distance with me. That was so sweet. Anyway, I'll stop like gushing about my boyfriend and all these books, but let me know in the comments down below. Have you read any of these books? Can you recommend one to me that is in particular the best? Let me know in the comments down below. And hey, do you like discount bookstores? And if so, what are some of your favorites? Comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. And bye!